Hey everyone, welcome back to our channel. If you're new here, please subscribe. I'd really love that. If you're returning, how are you today? Before we get started, grab your coffee, maybe some chocolate or two, and let's get started. What I want to talk about today is chocolate, okay? And there's a reason. Like I talked about yesterday, coffee is what keeps us grounded, okay? And for a lot of us, so does chocolate, okay? And this was actually sent to me by a subscriber. And when I tell you, this chocolate was absolutely amazing. And she put a little card in here that said, Hershey who? Because we all know what Hershey did, right? So we can't, deny that. So those chocolates were absolutely amazing. So what I'll do is I will leave the link to this company, okay? So you can buy these chocolates if you'd like. I'm going to be purchasing more of these chocolates. My husband, he saw that they had habanero salted caramel chocolates on their website, and I said, oh boy, that just sounds amazing. So because we like the weird tasting chocolate, so my suggestion, okay, especially when it comes to chocolate lovers like I am and like Trish is, and I know like all of you are, okay, if you can find your favorite brand, okay, whether it be Ferrero Rocher or the Josh Early chocolates, okay, or whatever kind of chocolates you prefer, stock up on them now. And if you're looking for ways to preserve your chocolates, simply putting them in a mason jar and using your food saver to seal the jar works just fine. Or you can put them in mylar bags. Do not use an oxygen absorber pack because there's sugar in there and it will harm the chocolate, okay? Or you can just put them in the freezer and they'll last, okay? Or if you just want to put them in your fridge, they'll be fine. So, because I am talking about this, there's a reason, okay? Farms are not able to produce enough beans, okay? Like how I was talking about coffee beans yesterday, okay? Farms are not able to produce enough beans to keep up with demand when it comes to chocolate either. Okay, so if you can grab chocolate now, grab chocolate now. Okay, now I'm not saying, to just focus on chocolate only for your prepper pantries, but what I'm saying is if you like chocolate as much as I do, as much as Trish does, buy some chocolate, okay, because that is considered prepping for normalcy. Okay, now there are definitely some pressures and it's impacting the chocolate industry. Okay, so if they can't get the beans, okay, they can't make the chocolate. Okay, it's as simple as that. And also the industry, the staff that makes the chocolate, that grow the cocoa bean, stuff like that, it was cut in half. Okay, so it's that the experienced workers, okay, they're not there anymore. Okay, they had a heck of a time, from what I understand, keeping up with demand, like with Valentine's Day or something to that effect, okay? So if you can stock up on chocolate, please stock up on chocolate, all right? So Now for a commercial break. Yes. Okay, so now uh, I'm going to share with you what some subscribers have been sending to me. Okay, this subscriber said so she went to Family Dollar to buy some stuff to fill in her gaps. Smart cookie. She said, I bought a pack of beef jerky and I didn't know until I got home that the security sticker on it, I was like, really? On beef jerky? Yeah, that's really strange. That's not something that you see every day. So it's not just our big chain stores worried about losing money on meat. Apparently jerky is on their list as well. Huh. Have any of you seen security stickers on beef jerky? I don't buy beef jerky, so I wouldn't actually even think to look for it. Huh. It kind of made me laugh, she said to myself, but deep down I was thinking, wow, is there no more to this than we think? Is it going to be worse than Venezuela, that they have the need to place security stickers on jerky? Sorry, but I love jerky as much as the next, but to my family, it's a treat. Okay. Well, beef jerky is a treat to your family, like chocolate would be a treat to mine, or, any kind of, more expensive treat, would be, you know, cookie or something like that would be a treat. I wonder if they're going to start doing this to other high-end cookies or stuff like that. Just makes you wonder, what extremes are they going to go to next, really? So she said, not something I think about buying to fix in my meals, but now it's like, maybe I better start making some jerky to put up. Just saying. Yeah, if you have a dehydrator, a food dehydrator, or even a freeze dryer, you can make jerky in a freeze dryer too, can't you? I've never made jerky at all. Wonder how that's even done. Because we just might need that protein. I'm taking the hint that they are trying to tell us, keep your eyes open, that they are giving us hints everywhere as to how bad it just might get. So I'm off to make my own jerky, minus the security sticker, stack it to the rafters and keep on keeping on. Yeah. Wow. And it even says on the sticker, this item is electronically protected. My goodness. So this subscriber, she got a hold of me and she said, does anyone else wake up with the sense of dread? Yeah, because you just never know what they're going to throw at you this day, I do sometimes. She said, for the last 3 mornings, I have had this horrible sense of dread before I even open my eyes, and I don't want to get out of bed. One morning I rolled over and I went back to sleep, but it never went away. Even though I fell asleep again, my mind was still thinking about whatever it is and was still there when I woke up again. It seems to slowly fade. The longer I wake, I'm awake, but it's a horrible way to wake up. Yeah, I understand. It's like having the feeling that something terrible is going to happen, but not knowing what or when. Of course, we all know what's going on in the world and how things will turn out and the reason we prep, but things seem different. I've always kept my pantries and freezers full, but part of growing up poor and being poor for years. My grandma grew up during the Depression and talked about eating lard sandwiches, and I never want to have to do that. And as much as I miss her, I'm glad she's not here to have to live through that again. I understand. My grandparents spoke of the Depression often, so I understand what you're saying. She said, I went on a Walmart trip on Thursday, which was March 3rd. And I was hoping to find some half-gallon canning jars for bulk storage, but they were out. Yeah, those are hard to come by because I like to buy those as well. They didn't have much for canning, but I did get a couple cases of pint jars, and they had lids, but with all the talk about ball lids not staying sealed, I use and sell the ones I get from the Amish, so I didn't buy any. I was in the store for over 2 hours, mostly to try to get down all the aisles for pictures. Oh, the HBA section was fully stocked, but over a year ago, they had gotten rid of a lot of razors and shaving cream, and so there's not much to choose from anymore. Really? I never found the temporary fillings that was supposed to be at the dollar store, so I got some there along with Anbesol. That was over $6. I didn't see a store brand. Wow, that's expensive. No one followed me, and no one asked why I was buying what I had in my cart. Maybe that hasn't gotten to my area yet, or maybe I had such a mismatch of things they didn't think to ask. Stormy, what are you doing? So she did send me. Oh, she also said I filled up my gas tank today, unleaded here in Northwest Kentucky, $3.45 a gallon as of that day. It's sad. I feel like it's not any higher yet. Well, hold on to your hats, kids. Hold on to your hats, kids. It's sad. It really is sad. Oh boy. So anyway, this email was sent to me. She said, when shopping at Walmart and Kroger on Sunday between 10 and 12 and noon to get more flour and rice, cornmeal, oats, OTCs, etc., and was taking note of what others are buying. Oh, did you really? All I saw was shopping for Sunday dinner or shopping for a few days. Eek. Yeah, that I've been noticing a lot of that too. And when I go shopping, I kind of look and say, wow, ouch, what are you doing? I think that to myself a lot. So she goes on to say, what are the food manufacturers doing with expiration dates? Some products have dates of only a month or two out when they used to expire 4+ months or even over a year, trying to get us to purchase more frequently. No way that they had old product laying around. We had this discussion once before about how they're recycling out old food from, we believe it's coming from military stockpile. Yeah, that's what we believe. So then this was sent to me. Stormy, what are you doing, sweetheart? Then this was sent to me. Okay, so close sources to Putin says he's terminally ill. So he's NWO. Ouch. Just like all of them in power. So now he doesn't have to be bothered what he does. So everyone gets CGI footage of him healthy like the Pope. He gets remembered as the WW3 NWO hero and sets it off whilst they all laundered assets in final phase. Oh, geez, he's going to die anyways, which is why he targets children and women? Oh, my Lord. Also, to make it viable to go to war, his family is taken care of like the Osamas in Bush era. When he dies, the West will say they then killed him, perhaps to end conflict. All the puppets conspired to create to the public the need for WW3. Putin gone mad. Nuclear targets. Depop guaranteed. No, Stormy, don't do that. With reset and assets contained, only person with the guts and death cancer to do such a plot is KGB president. China then assumes world power and Taiwan is achieved, hence why China hasn't gone in yet. Putin is the boogeyman, the Hitler of 2.0, all CGI with him looking normal. But he could already have died or looks close to death. Therefore, he won't be seen in public. Lookalikes might be employed, but CGI is mainly being used. As we see, he's dead from cancer anyways. Stormy, stop it. At least he's remembered with being the hero in closed circles of the elites as the man that set it all into completion. What do you think? Even news channels in on it. Every government follows the performance. Even Ukraine president was an actor. What? And then this reply came in. Stormy, stop it. It's plausible. CGIs are common now. Elites would love it. Putin would have agreed to it. His family is set forever. Now they would be protected too. A win-win for all concerned, right? Oh my Lord. I don't... Commercial. Okay, and before I go, I was sent this, okay, and I'm going to read it to you really quick, all right? I'm going to try to. By the end of 2022, we are going to witness very serious food shortages in many parts of the globe. In fact, World Bank President David Malpass, and that's Malpass, has openly admitted that we are now facing a huge supply shock as a result of the war in Ukraine. Of course, we are already moving into a global food crisis even before this even erupted. According to the UN, worldwide food prices in February of 2022 were at 20.7% higher than they were in February of 2021. Fertilizer prices have gone absolutely nuts. Crop production is down all over the planet due to crazy weather patterns, and supply chain problems caused by the pandemic continue to create ongoing headaches. But now, WW3 has erupted, and that is going to push this rapidly growing global food crisis to a level that none of us have ever seen before. Under normal conditions, Ukraine exports tremendous amount of food, is considered to be one of the most important breadbaskets on the entire planet. Unfortunately, everything has changed now, and this has pushed the global price of wheat up 55% since a week before this invasion happened. Now, Ukrainian farmers have been forced to neglect their fields as millions flee, fight, or try to stay alive. Ports are shut down that send wheat and other food staples worldwide to be made into bread and noodles and animal feed, okay? And there are worries that the Big R, another agricultural powerhouse, could have its grain exports upended by Western sanctions. Yeah. While there have not been keyword yet, been global disruptions to wheat supplies, prices have surged 55% since a week before the invasion, amid concerns about what could happen next. If the war is prolonged, countries that rely on affordable wheat exports from Ukraine could face shortages starting in July. And International Grains Council Director Arnaud, and that's Arnaud Petit, Petit, told the Associated Press. He said, I really don't like that shortages starting in July part. I don't think anybody does. That definitely sounds rather ominous. Now, right now, the global price of food is the highest it's ever been, and the Big R and Ukraine normally account for nearly a third of the world's wheat and barley exports. And now that exports from the Big R will be greatly reduced, and exports from Ukraine will be virtually non-existent, some countries will almost immediately be facing extreme stress. For example, just consider Lebanon. Yeah, the Lebanese normally get 60% of their wheat from the Ukraine. And war-ravaged Syria recently announced it would cut spending and ration their staples. In nearby Lebanon, where a massive explosion at the Beirut port, if you remember that, in 2020, destroyed the country's main grain silos, and authorities were scrambling to make up for a predicted wheat shortage, with Ukraine providing 60% of its supply. They are in talks with the U.S. and India and Canada to find other sources for a country already in financial meltdown. Ukraine supplies the EU with just under 60% of its corn and nearly half of a key component in the grains needed to feed livestock. Meanwhile, crops all over the world are surprisingly poor shape because weather conditions have been so strange. Yeah, they have been. So then it's also been projected that China's winter wheat crop could be the worst in history. Now, the condition of China's wheat crop, like I said, the worst in history, the agricultural minister said on Saturday, raising concerns about grain supplies in the world's biggest wheat consumer. And the USDA is reporting that a whopping 71% of all winter wheat in the United States has been affected by drought. A limited supply of soft white wheat, the primary type of wheat grown in the inland Northwest, has helped lead to a 6-year low for wheat exports from the United States. And that's according to the USDA wheat report for February. The report also states that 71% of U.S. winter wheat is being hit by a drought in 2022. So we struggle to feed the entire world, even in the best of years. And this definitely is not going to be one of the best of years. Another factor that is going to drive up the cost of food is soaring energy prices. On Sunday, the national average of a gallon of gas in the United States crossed the $4 threshold. Gasoline prices surged to the highest level since 2008. Its crude oil supply fears stemming from the Big R's war on the Ukraine increased the impact on consumers at the pump. Okay, and the national average for a gallon of gas hit $4 on Sunday, and that is according to AAA, which is the highest since July of 2008 and not adjusted for inflation. And prices have been rising at a fast clip, and consumers are now paying 40 cents more than a week ago, 50 cents more than just a month ago. And of course, the price of gas is now much higher in some parts of the nation than in others. Okay, for example, one gas station in LA, consumers are now paying about $7 a gallon. And the average price of a gallon at self-serve gas stations in LA, $5.24. Some gas stations in the area have even higher prices. Shell gas station at Olympic Boulevard and Fairfax Avenue in Mid-City, they were advertising $6.99 a gallon, and the price for premium $7.29 a gallon. So I suppose that, you know, the warning about $7 a gallon for gas, I had said $10. Some people say $15 a gallon. Guys, it's not that far off. It's really not. And then, you remember when Trish had said, stock up on your flour, stock up on your salt, stock up on your sugar, stock up on your yeast, stock up on all your baking stuff, right? This is why. This is why, okay? So many of the things that we have told you about, it's happening, okay? And it's only going to get worse from here. I'm so sorry. All right. In fact, I think that it won't be too long for some Americans that we are going to start to see the $10. A few people have said, oh no, push that to $15 a gallon. I hope not. I hope not ever, never ever. But what do you think that would do to our economy? We would come to a standstill. Nobody would be able to go to work anymore. Who can afford that? Nobody. I don't care how much money you make. This war is going to end up deeply affecting every single one of us on the entire planet. And, you know, for those people, and we all know them, that they're waiting for it to go back to normal. I'm sorry to say, but you can stop waiting, because the perfect storm has arrived. And things are definitely not going to go back to normal for the foreseeable future. Okay? All right, guys, I love you. I'll see you in the next one. You stay safe. You stay positive. You keep prepping. And as always,